Hi everyone, welcome back. So in this video we're going to see this lovely tool in action. Now excuse my voice, I still have a cold so it might pop, so apologies ahead. Now I was first introduced to this tool by Dell Stubbs, and if you don't know who Dell is, I think one of the ever first wood turning DVDs, or actually videos, were from Dell Stubbs, bolt turning with Dell Stubbs, and this copy was actually sent to me by him. So if by any chance Dell you're watching this video, thank you. And a little history behind this tool. I believe, if I remember correctly, Dell was first start using this sort of a SKEW gouge, as he calls it, back in the 80s, and he learned it from, I believe, maybe Sorensen brothers back in the Finland or Sweden, at that area. And what I found this tool that really excels is some fine detail spindle work. Now it's not substitute for SKEW, however, this tool can be much more user-friendly to use instead of a SKEW. And whenever I have a student here that likes to learn the SKEW, I like to show them, and I give them this tool to use first, because all of the mechanics, the movement and everything is the same as with the SKEW, and but in much less drama and much more, let's say, safer way. Although with the SKEW you're quite safe, but with this one it's much less prone to catches. And what I like to use it is fine details, rolling beads and coves, and really small spindle work. For instance, this one I turned for a Facebook video and Instagram, and on a short YouTube video, so you can see all of these fine details were cut using this SKEW gouge, and you can do it with the SKEW without any problems. However, just the ease of using this tool is much like cheating. It's really nice and easy to use. Now again, it's not substitute for SKEW, and there are similar tools like this on the market. I believe SKEW gouge it's actually a name for it, but it's quite different anatomy of the tool. And the closest I found is Sorbimaster, but it has a flat top here. With this one, I just grab the ruler, and I hope you can see this one has slight hollow here on the top, and that's really the major advantage of this tool, what makes it really stand out from any other this type of tool. And again, this is great for fine detail work. Whenever you have like sloping lines, flowing curves, or straight line, it's not the best tool. You can do it, but it's not the best tool for it. The SKEW is much better option for that, but rolling beads, coves in a safer manner, this tool does it really nice. Just switch it to grinder, and I'll show you how to sharpen this, how to shape it actually, and we'll get back to turning here. So here we are now at the grinder. This is 8-inch CBN wheel, and we're going to use that one to create this tool. Now, like I said, there are flat versions of this, with the flat top, and in my opinion, this hollow makes all the difference, and it really excels the tool to another level. And the way I create this hollow, and you can see here there are ripples here, ridges, and that's because I don't have the side grid here on my CBN. It's only on the face here, and when I go through this, I might be like tilting, and so this created that little ridges here, but only I'm concerned about, let's say, 1 inch from the top, roughly. Nice clean hollow like this, and I polish it up after CBN here with 400 grit wet and dry paper, so it's nice and smooth, and then you have the meeting point here, nice and sharp edge. So the way I created this, I would usually just hold it like this and then move it left to right and create that hollow. So I'm just going to show you this. So the way I would do this is I would hold it like so, and now the camera is in my way actually where I would stand normally, so I'll try to do this like this and not sort of get in the way. Now this is already hollowed, so it's a little bit easier. However, when it's flat, then you want to start obviously from the center and then slowly work your way in until you get to the end here. Now I forgot to mention, this is 1/2 inch wide by 6 mm thick tool, and it's a M2 high-speed steel. So again, position your blade nice and gently. Once you feel that you're in that hollow, just move it left to right. Okay, so this is good enough. There is slight different angle on the right here, but that doesn't matter once we polish this up. And you can see here from the end, hope you can see it's pretty level. And again, this is just enough of the curve of this 8-inch wheel to get enough of the hollow. You don't want to make it too hollow. So it's just a little shallow flute here. And now I'll just polish this up. So now I can polish this flute, and this is I believe 360 grit paper, and that will be my first grit, and then I'll finish it off with 400 or 600, whichever I have. So move it back and forth a little bit. Prior to shaping the tool like this, I just rounded over the two lower, on the bottom actually, edges, so it glides on the tool rest much easier, because this tool involves a lot of action, a lot of movement. And on the top here, I just knock off the sharp edge. So this has now the 360 grit, and I'll just polish it up with 400 or 600. Shape this is, and you can see this sort of a fingernail profile. You do this by hand. You can mark it with a marker, draw it, and then just shape it using it flat on the tool rest if you want. And from that point, then you establish the bevel. So the bevel, what I like to do is find the heel first, raising the handle slightly, and then rock it until I get at a nice point here at the very edge and at the middle, and then I roll it up the wheel like so. And you'll see discoloration when you reach the edge. So this is the end result of the tool. So you can see a really nice long bevel and a nice shape at the top edge here. And again, this is slightly hollowed. So here we are now from the grinder, and just want to point this out again, what really makes the difference with this tool, and that is this hollow on top. So this tool, the major advantage is it's really simple to use as a spindle gouge, but you get the surface much like with the SKEW, and but it's by no means a substitute for SKEW, because they work the best in conjunction, and I really like using SKEW, and you can't beat using SKEW on, let's say, nice flowing lines, straight lines, or cutting beads, curves as well. But this one, especially on smaller scale work, on thinner stuff, really does job really nicely, and you'll see that now. So I'll just pop the blank in, use this SKEW gouge to round this over, and the tool rest is slightly below than you would use with the SKEW. Actually, I'll drop it down a little bit more. and you can use it as a sort of a planing cut as well, much like with the SKEW when you write the bevel here. And you'll see now the surface is quite good. Again, SKEW is much better in my opinion on this kind of a flat straight line. So you can see that's pretty good surface. So we can now start with a little bit of shaping, a little bit of detail. So I'll put a little teardrop at this end. Quite good. Get this nice and clean. Straight into the corner. There is a slight bump here. There we go. So now we can make something from this section. So let's go to here, but I want to reduce the diameter of this slightly. What I think on this side I'll put a slight OG, and here we're going to put a groove or a cove actually. Just blending the curves here nicely, so this is nice and sharp, crisp, and here we're going to cut this so it's nice and clean again. And we can actually make a little bead here. Like I said, really intricate work. This is excellent tool. You can still have a catch with it, but it's much more or less prone to that. So we put another bead right down there, really small one. Hopefully the camera is showing that quite nicely. So just finesse it a little bit, and I'll put what I'll put here. Let's go. So here I'm holding the tool in comfortable position, but nothing happens. I'm writing the bevel underneath, but not reaching the edge, so the rest is too high, so I'll drop the rest down. Now it's much better. I just want to finesse this. Get this nice and clean. And I can stop here and make another tiny bead. And I'll actually make a slight hole here. is slightly too big tool, but now this is slightly too big tool to fit inside. But I'll get around it. There we go. And I want to crisp up these details here and make this bead here. Nice and crisp details. Get it nice to the corner. Okay, that's looking quite good. And now here, as I said, I want to make OG. I don't want to thin this down too much, it will break off. So that's looking quite good. I'll just move the camera to this portion a little bit so you can see a little better. Another bead, undercut it so it stands out nicely. Make this symmetrical. Or close to it at least. So you can see how easy it is to roll a bead with this tool. And the movement is the same as with the SKEW, so this tool will sort of teach you all that technique, and that's looking quite good. And we'll make another OG. Like so, and yeah, that's looking quite good. And another big fold. And finish it off here with again small bead, or I can actually make it like so. And we'll put a bead here underneath. A little bit more curve here. There we go. So that's one nice spindle using just this tool. This is straight from the tool finish, so hopefully you will be able to see it. So just readjust the focus so you can see this now straight from the tool. Really nice finish, almost polished surface. So this will take 360 grit, just a few seconds to sand it, and I'll actually show you this. And when you have this kind of level of details, you don't want to sand as much, because you sand away all the details, the crispness of the details. So just light rubs. Especially here the OG. And this OG as well. Too much sanding and you lose the definition of it. There we go, so that's sanded. Hopefully you can see the details, they're not sanded away, they're nice crisp details, and that's what you want in the hand turning like this. Hopefully you'll try this and make it yourself. It really is simple, as you saw, and especially for this kind of spindle work, tiny detail work, it's really nice tool to have, especially if your level of SKEW chisel is not there yet. And I'm not Steve Jones, so I still have a lot to learn, and this kind of tool really gets the job done without any compromises in terms of like quality of the cut or anything like that. And again, it teaches you all the movement, all the riding the bevel stuff, and position it where you want to roll the beads, coves, and anything like that. It really helps you out with mastering that movement, so you can apply that to SKEW, which is excellent stuff. So again, thank you for watching. Hopefully this little tool will help you out if you have need for it, and see you in the next one.